A very good evening to one and all. I, Ruby Gill, welcome all the attendees and their prestigious speakers on behalf of lovely professional university for today's webinar on the topic Civil Current Events in Civil, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. So attendees today, you'll savor a feast of knowledge from our revered speakers. So allow me to introduce them. Dr. Raviraj Gupta, Pro Vice Chancellor, Lovely Professional University. He holds a PhD in bioinformatics and he did his MTech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur and BE Honors Mechanical Engineering from MITS Gwalior. Having flair for endless learning, he has done more than 50 plus certifications and specializations. From University of California at Irvine, Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, Deep Learning AI, and Google Machine Learning Group. His research interests are in the area of robotics, mechatronics, bioinformatics, Internet of Things, AI, and ML using TensorFlow and gamification. In 2001, he was appointed as Assistant Controller Technology, Ministry of IT, Government of India by the Honorable President of India in the Office of Controller of Certifying Authorities. If we talk about in 2013, he was accorded the role in the National Advisory Board for What Can I Give Mission Kalam Foundation of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In 2011, he received the MIT Technology Review Grand Challenge Award, followed by the coveted Infosys Infi Makers Award in the year 2016. And recently, he collaborated with Stanford University for a research project. Also, he has been nominated as the chairman to ASSOCHAM North Region Council for Innovation. He has authored 7 books on IoT, mobile robotic platforms, biomedical sensors, and machine learning and data analytics. To his credit, he has 150 plus patents. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Ms. Ru.
Likewise, I would like to welcome our industry expert, Mr. Jagmohan Singh, Regional Director, India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives at Lockheed Martin. He has been one of the key interfaces with the Indian customers and industry for majority of the programs of Lockheed Martin Corporation in India. Before joining Lockheed Martin, Mr. Jagmohan served in Indian Defence Forces for over 2 decades, and he commanded equipment-intensive air defense units as well as led the troops in counter-insurgency operations. Jagmohan sir to have his granted many awards, many accolades and laurels. So if we talk about the awards, he is the recipient of Sword of Honor and Gold Medal for being overall Best Cadet and standing first in the Order of Merit in the Officer Training Academy, Chennai. He was also awarded Commendation Card by Chief of Army Staff for distinguished services in the Army. So, sir, thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Additionally, I would like to welcome our admission expert, Mr. Pankaj Vij, Assistant Director, Head, Department of Tie-Ups, Division of Admissions, Lovely Professional University. With a master's degree in management, he has a keen interest in the area of training and development. He is having more than 20 years of experience in multiple domains, including teaching, training, and operations. He has occupied strategic positions in multiple organizations of repute. Attendees today, he will give you an insight of eligibility, fee, scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money, And in addition to that, we'll also be discussing about the infrastructure part of the university. So thank you, sir, for joining us today. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar. So over to you, Dr. Laviraj Gupta, sir, for the content of the day.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby, and welcome, Mr. Jagmohan Singh. What I'll be doing is coming 20-25 minutes, I'll be talking about that how the entire scenario of engineering has changed by and large, and how basically the civil and mechanical engineering has changed its entire domain, and the expectation from an engineer from graduating from any of the institute in the discipline of civil and mechanical engineering is going to be quite different. So when I say that the entire scenario has changed, we need to first understand the evolution, how the technology, how the civil or mechanical engineering, they got evolved, they got from the very basic or from the very primitive times, from the very ancient times, the humans are using common sense. Later on, it became civil and mechanical engineering. You see this example, and in this example on your screen, what happens is that in the very initial days, humans used to push rocks or huge logs in order to transfer them from one location to another location. Then came rise to a bit of innovation in which actually the logs or maybe the rocks are not just simply pushed over the ground, but they are actually pushed over these rollers, reducing the efforts needed to roll over these kind of blocks, huge heavy blocks of rocks from one place to another. Then came the wheel, and then people started modifying these wheels, and today these wheels have taken up a shape of where they are being included or they are being put beneath maybe space shuttle or maybe your motorbike or your car or a huge A380 aircraft kind of thing. Now, why I'm talking about this, that if we intend to aspire to become an engineer, our goal is to become either a civil engineer or mechanical engineer, we need to first understand how things have evolved slowly and steadily and how they have taken up shape from small little rollers to wheels, and then these wheels got evolved from the very basic times or from the olden times to the present time. I'll give you an example. Look to this particular example. It is about measurement of time and display of the time. It started with a sundial. Then came the water clock, wherein actually the drip of the water would let anybody understand that how much time has passed by and he's into which hour of the day. Then came the sun clocks, and then finally people developed gears and used gears to create clocks. This evolution from the sand clock to wall clock has got tremendous engineering gone behind it. They didn't stop there, and they wanted to create a device which can be carried by an individual on his or her wrist so that the time can be displayed, measured and displayed at any given point of time. So they created a wristwatch. Now let us look to the present scenario. The present scenario is a device like this. This device is just not a wristwatch. Displaying, measuring and displaying time is just one of the attributes, just one of the basic features of these handheld devices or these hand wearable kind of devices. It captures a lot of biological parameters, activities. It also captures the incoming calls and whatnot. Most of them are now internet ready, so you can have the display on board. So from a sundial to this level, they have passed ages and ages together. They have taken shapes from one shape to another shape and come to the present scenario. As an engineer, as a mechanical engineer or civil engineer, one needs to understand that how things have evolved to the present state. Then only he'll be able to create the future kind of devices. The future of the wearable devices is something that you just simply are going to have a band, and this band is going to project the entire screen onto the area between your elbow and the wrist. This is not a science fiction. This is already being tested. So let us talk about that industry has undergone 4 revolutions up till now. The first revolution came, we call it as Industry 1.0. It came when people or humans started using water and steam for mechanized production. Meaning thereby, prior to this, they were using hands or hand tools to manufacture, to produce something. But in Industrial Revolution 1.0, they started actually using water and steam to produce the things and the objects. Then came Industrial Revolution 2.0, wherein they started using electric power and the mass production began. In Industrial 3.0, they started using electronics, information technology for automated production. And now we are in the era of Industry 4.0, meaning thereby we are into the fourth revolution of industrial production. Here, automation, data exchange, and digitalization are the keys. This can only be made possible by something called as cyber physical systems. Now, these cyber physical systems are mechanical devices. These are civil engineering oriented infrastructures which have the capability of both computing and has the capability of getting connected to other devices also. You wanting to become an mechanical or civil engineer will have to understand these cyber physical systems, because now no more you are going to create wall clocks. You are actually going to design systems which can be made available for the connectivity with other devices, and you are supposed to create these cyber physical systems. Now these cyber physical systems, they created smart homes. Now this is no more a science fiction. There are smart homes, homes which can actually control their environment, homes which can look for energy efficiency and saving the power. In the times of COVID-19, this smart healthcare has taken lead, because all the health oriented things or issues were handled by smart healthcare. There are smart highways. Civil engineering is now around smart highways, that the highways which are capable of judging the traffic density and then adjusting their red lights and the timings of the red light and green light accordingly. The major role of the cyber physical systems are being played at the smart agriculture level, wherein people are using drones, GIS, and whatnot to enhance the yield of the crop and reduce the cost of production. Electric vehicles and electric vehicles and smart devices, autonomous vehicles are already there, but now they are actually taking up lead, and they will change the way humanity lives. The perfect example of confluence of all the engineering put together. Now, for a mechanical engineer, if you're aspiring to become a mechanical engineer, you need to understand how Hyperloop is going to take over the nominal transportation system, because mechanical engineers can play a pivotal role in designing these systems, implementing these systems, and maintaining these systems. Civil engineering, these kind of hyperloops are absolutely impossible without finest and the most smart kind of infrastructures, both in terms of pillars and the raised platforms on which these hyperloops are moving. So this is where the civil and mechanical engineering are moving, meaning thereby that the civil and mechanical engineering has got whole load of scope. Thus, what we have done is we have devised and we have thought certain things about mechanical and civil engineering at LPU. We think future. Thus, we build transdisciplinary research domains. A student of mechanical engineering is allowed or is going to talk to computer science student or electronics student and build a transdisciplinary solution. A student of civil engineering can talk to maybe a business graduate or a business postgraduate, and they can devise their own success stories. We think about technology shift. Thus, we have created advanced labs. We have created labs from subsonic wind tunnels to VMCs, vertical milling centers, to unilabs, to automated crushing strength or RCC testing machines. Those kind of machines are there. We think of expectation, thus we have brought in best of the faculty, and you're seeing Mr. Jagmohan sitting with us. The industry leaders are going to participate while the faculty is delivering the content, so that the content is not just simply associated with the book or the theory associated to it, but is also having flavor and fervor of what the industry is doing based on that thing. We think about careers, thus we have done lots of industry oriented inclusions, and we have come up with the center of excellences. In mechanical engineering, we have got an association of Siemens for electric vehicle technologies, for automotive automation kind of thing. And in civil engineering, we have tied up with a company from USA, that is Technostrat, for building information modeling. When people are talking about theoretical building information modeling to be taught to civil engineering students, we already have brought in the industry to share their thoughts about how building information modeling looks like. We think beyond, thus we will be taking you through lots of experiential learning, and we will let you think smart in times to come. For mechanical, automobile, and aerospace, the basic things which are very much there, as I talked about, you have got CNC machines to work on, you've got vertical machining centers to work on, the EDMs, the high-end machines like EDM, and you've got a very firmly made machine shops at subsonic wind tunnel facilities there, which is one of its kind. All these labs, they instill a sense of confidence and learning. Thus, our LPU mechanical students, they won the prestigious STEM Engagement Award by NASA as a part of NASA Human Exploration Rover Challenge. This is one of the very coveted kind of events, and LPU mechanical students have won those awards. The Aerospace Students Awards, using all the facilities, using all the philosophies which we are talking about of thinking expectation, thinking future, thinking technology, doing all those collaboration with the industry, have won a lot of laurels. This Gopal Shetty Brahmashera is now one of the most notable students into aerospace in the country. They have developed projects like solar powered car. This solar powered car is an autonomous vehicle as well. This can be converted into an autonomous vehicle. They fabricated an attachment or maybe vertical axis windmills and whatnot. A lot of innovations. I was talking about the transdisciplinary research. Now this is a perfect confluence of computer science, electronics, automobile, and mechanical engineering. They all sat together and they created an autonomous solar bus. Now this bus runs on a solar power, which is making the ecosystem sustainable and making the environment around it good. This is a driverless bus which can take you from one place in campus to another place in campus without the driver. It has got all the pre-fed modules available with it from going from one place to another place in the campus. Another perfect example of all the philosophies I was talking about, that they know how things have evolved to this present state, how future is going to be there, why people are looking to smart homes, smart agriculture, how it is included in the curriculum, the industry is participating. They created a farmer drone. Now this is a confluence between agriculture student, electronics student, computer science student, and aerospace student. They all came together and created a drone which has got a camera mounted and a VD side mounted on it. Now this camera looks to this particular field and identifies where the weeds are. The VD side is sprinkled only at the weeds only, reducing the consumption of VD side drastically, and there is no human intervention, making it very safe. For civil engineering students, we have understood that it moved on from crude tools to machines to softwares, and now we are into the era of digitalization. So you'll be encountering a lot of software or simulation tool based kind of studies during your thing. We have got very advanced kind of labs, the labs which have got advanced equipments, and their experiments are totally driven by the industry expectations. We have got building material lab, the surveying lab, soil mechanics, transportation, what all is needed. We've got a uni lab for mechanical testing. So I was talking about this crushing testing of a concrete block kind of thing. We have shaken hands, and during all your studies I was talking about, because civil engineering is now more about digitization, you'll learn about StatPro, Bentley, and you'll learn about Microsoft Project. And I was talking about something called as BIM, Building Information Modeling, which is the latest happening, and this is now included in your curricula. The students, they go in for live internship, they work on live projects. Very recently, the student individually has implemented and installed a 350 kilowatt solar power installation nearby. A lot of projects you are going to do. The students of mechanical and civil engineering, again, the confluence and transdisciplinary approach, have built in a 55 feet giant structure. The civil engineering students have designed the structure with the stability and the equilibrium in picture, wherein the mechanical engineering student have used their capacity, capability, and knowledge of joining maybe through welding or riveting or through nuts and bolts, and created this mega structure. The cut above the rest is that while you're going to become a mechanical or civil engineers at LPU, we'll give you a cut above the rest. We'll let you learn by doing. Most of the learnings throughout the program would be done by doing. And doing what? The projects, because we have understood that the projects are the key. We'll give you an opportunity to explore transdisciplinary domains, because as I talked about that farmer drone or autonomous solar bus, they cannot be done specifically by a discipline oriented student. You need to explore transdisciplinary domains. And who stops you? Who stops a mechanical engineering domain student to interact with hotel management students so that you can build better utensils? We'll let you participate in a lot of international and national events, because there only you'll come to know where the technology is shifting and how the people are trying to think of these solutions. We'll let you build your strong digital presence, meaning thereby, even if you are into mechanical or civil engineering, we'll let you work on lot of simulation and programming oriented courses, so that you have your digital presence and people will come to know that you not just simply the mechanical engineering, you're well versed in the software technologies or the softwares being used in times to come. So we are all geared up to co-create the magic with you. The scope of civil and mechanical engineering is enormous, because structures are changing. the modes of communication or modes of navigation from one place to another are changing. So we need, the humanity needs the new forms of civil and mechanical engineers. I welcome you to this world of Think Big. I'm open for any kind of question and answer. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, Miss Ruby Gill.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your vision. And so we have few queries from our attendees, and we have our industry expert also with us. So we'll discuss those queries with him as well. So with your permission, sir, can we take up those queries?
Sure.
All right. So, sir, there's a student named Gurmeher. She wants to know what is the difference between aerospace and aeronautical engineering.
See, they both are a little different. The aeronautical would focus more on aircrafts and aircraft maintenance kind of thing, and it basically focuses more on upkeep and maintenance of flying objects, be it aircrafts or something like that. But aerospace is a little beyond that. It is about rockets, propulsion, jet propulsions, and all. So if you're interested into aircrafts and aircraft maintenance, aeronautical would be thin. But if you are thinking beyond just the aircraft, if you're thinking beyond just the Earth's atmosphere, and you want to explore even the space, then aerospace is the most befitting kind of a career. Your audio.
Yes. So thank you so much, sir. So there's another student, Rachna. She wants to know what are the new engineering skills have recently developed.
See, new engineering skills are, I will call them analytics, because even if you are driving a car, there is a lot of data, which is being generated. So a mechanical engineering student, if he can do analytics on that data, for engineering, analytics is now associated with any of the engineering, because any engineering, civil engineering also, there's a lot of data which is being generated by even a house in today's context. So analytics is one of the skills. Second skill, which is now prevailing, is DIY, do it yourself kind of an approach, because people are more interested in what you can do rather than what basically theorems you know.
Thank you so much, sir. Jagmohan, sir, can we have you on our screen also? Because there's another attendee who wants to discuss this question with you also. So can we have you on our screen, Jagmohan, sir?
Absolutely. I think as far as new things are concerned, every segment of the technology is having, new concepts, new solutions coming up. If you look at the communication domain, it used to be 1G, 2G, now it has gone up to 5G. Now each segment similarly has the development which is surpassing the previous capabilities. Even in aerospace, you used to look at the speed of the aircrafts, for example. If you look at the speed of the missiles, now people are talking about, it used to be, um, now it is hypersonics. Speed of the missile or flying object is getting into hypersonic domain. So I would say that each and every domain is developing, and all these developments are coming in the new sphere. Does it? I hope that clarifies.
Ms. Ruby, I'll add to what Jagmohan has very recently said. See, earlier, if a rocket is going uh, outside onto the space, people were not thinking of reusing the rockets. Now, the latest concept is actually they are reusing the rockets. The main engine assembly actually it comes back and it lands on its own. Now, that is what is more project oriented, more skill oriented, or more DIY kind of an approach, because there's no theory behind it.
Yes, I completely agree with you, sir. So, thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much, sir. Then we take up another query, which is from Rahul Manhas. He wants to know that can you describe the culture of the company and the engineering teams in an industry and how LPU supports or LPU frames this thing or enhances the skills of a student to be industry ready?
There are a lot of interventions which we do to a student to make him industry ready. As I said earlier, that a lot of experiential learning courses are going to happen with you. In the very first semester, you will have an experiential learning course, which would actually do away with your shyness of doing things by your hand. That is what industry needs. Second, lot of center of excellences are there, be it Siemens, be it Technostrad, be it any of the automotive companies. You've got center of excellences. Now these center of excellences prove worthy to bring what latest is happening into the industry to the campus, so that students are aware that what is happening latest in the industry, and also a lot of experts coming from the industry and talking to the students would really make you industry ready. The curriculum, the assessment, and the method by which teach is completely driven and supported and guided by the industry.
Thank you so much, sir. Jagmohan, sir, would you like to add something to it from the industry perspective?
Absolutely, yes, of course, all the engineers who are getting trained maybe in the universities, various universities, especially at LPU, whatever is being taught to you, it is going to be relevant for the industry, because industry is going to look at the engineers to develop the solutions out of the ideas, and those ideas to solutions, you need the engineering skills, the knowledge, and the background. So I think once you are out after graduating from here, you will learn how industry is observing you, and I think LPU might be having the labs or R&D establishment here within the campus itself, which will make you understand the applications of these technologies for the industrial perspective.
Absolutely, sir. We have all the facilities, the labs, and the research, the faculty supporting the students also. So we have all the facilities here in our university. Thank you so much, sir. So, Dr. Lavira, sir, there's another question. A student wants to take your advice on this. That what is more preferred, BTech ME or BTech specialized branch in mechanical engineering like CAD or CAM?
See, a lot of students, they ask me this question that which is better, the basic degree program or a specialized degree program. It basically depends on your goal. If you haven't decided, if your passion is towards mechanical engineering and you haven't decided where to land yourself, and you want to explore for 4 years before actually deciding on that, whether you want to land yourself into automobile, whether you want to land yourself into a software industry supporting mechanical engineering, then the base degree is there. But if you're through and thorough that yes, I want to land up into an electrical vehicle industry only, this is my clear-cut focus, I do not want to look here and there, then Siemens electric vehicle program or Siemens automation program is the key for you.
Thank you so much, sir. And Jugnon, sir, can you please tell our attendees that what kind of course is more preferred in from industry point of view, or that's in trend today? That who the like industry pick which kind of people?
You see, as far as aerospace and defense industry is concerned, all these technologies are relevant, whether it is mechanical, engineering, instrumentation, or you name it, that technology is being used in aerospace and defense industry. So wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I think from aerospace and defense perspective, that is going to be relevant, and you'll find the opportunities in future. So all the latest and critical technologies are used to develop the solutions to meet the operational requirement of the customers, and whether these customers are the military customers or the farmers, as Dr. Gupta has mentioned about the drones. So specifically, I want to be highlight what type of courses are being offered and what will be relevant to that particular student. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So last but not the least question, Lavina sir, as we were discussing on this preference. So, sir, can you tell us a student wants to know that how relevant is mechanical engineering or civil engineering when everybody primarily are going for CSC, B.Tech program?
Mechanical and civil engineering would always be the king of engineering, because the engineering revolves around mechanical and civil engineering. Rest all are associative and supplemental engineering, I would call them. Because a mechanical engineer can become computer driven or computer professional, computer science professional, a mechanical engineer with small little efforts, but the vice versa is a little difficult. So the basic engineering like civil and mechanical would always prevail. The even the mechanical engineers, they're needed by software companies, because they have their contracts with automobile companies or maybe railways or companies like Lockheed Martin and all. So you'll be needing coders who understand mechanical engineering to design an aerospace system or a defense system for Lockheed Martin.
Thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And Mohan, sir, thank you so much. If you want to add something to this, or you want to say something or give any kind of advice or guidance to our attendees, then please, sir, over to you.
Absolutely. I think the last question, which was mentioning about the relevance of mechanical and other engineering, mechanical engineering is always going to be relevant and maybe the leading. If you look at the emerging domains, even the current domains also, if you look at air domains, all aircrafts, helicopters, spacecrafts, UAVs, drones, which we are talking about, they have the applications of mechanical engineering. Similarly, for maritime domain, whether it is vessels or undersea systems, unmanned undersea vehicles, and they use various type of sensors, anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare, and all. These have mechanical. Actually, it is a there is no specific, say the border of mechanical, electronics, instrumentation, and all. These are all overlapping with each other. Similarly, if you look at the land warfare, all these strategical and tactical weapons and platforms, these are majority of it is mechanical. Even in air and missile defense, in space domain, rockets and everything, that basic is mechanical, and thereafter, of course, electronics and electricals and these modern communication, information technology, electronics, everything moves along with that. And of course, in future, you find that those disruptive technologies will be used extensively. That is like artificial intelligence, quantum and edge type of computing, additive technologies, Internet of Things, miniaturization. Even from mechanical point of view, I would say advanced materials, automation, robotics, all these things are relevant. And in fact, The domain is unending, and new applications are being developed by the engineers on regular basis. So from the student point of view, all the new domains which are emerging in future, whether it is directed energy like use of lasers, millimeter waves, and similar type of technologies, will be used in conjunction with the mechanical talents or mechanical skill set. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we were concluding this query session, but Dr. Labira, sir, there is another query pop up from one of our attendees. So can we take up those queries also?
Yeah, sure. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So there's a query from K. Mahendra Ditya Verma. He wants to know that everyone is taking 4 side branches for their career. Meanwhile, he wants to choose this aerospace engineering as a career, so there might be jobs. So everyone is telling him that it has less priority jobs. So can you please extract this?
It is not about how do you prioritize. It is really not about how do you prioritize. It is about your passion actually. There's no dearth of job in any of the discipline, any of the engineering areas or any of the areas. There's no dearth. People they do not know, people they do not understand, and people they do not explore. And they give these kind of very casual remarks that aerospace has got very less opportunities. You see, Mr. Jagmohan is sitting over here, SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, and there are a lot many players have come up in space tourism. What else is needed for an aerospace engineer? When people are talking about space tourism, they'll be needing aerospace engineers only now.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for solving all the queries. And now we'll quickly move to our admission expert, Mr. Pankaj Vich, for the admission part of the university. So, over to you, sir.
A very good afternoon to our elite panelists, Mr. Jagmohan Singh and Dr. Labiraj Gupta. I would be, and a very good afternoon to all the attendees as well. And as Ruby just said, that I've been throwing some light on the university itself, the infrastructure and the fee structures and the eligibilities and so on and so forth for the said programs. So allow me to go ahead and start with some of the things that a student can expect when he or she comes to the university. So allow me to start with the presentation. Well, the year was 2020 when we organized, or the Tokyo Olympics had to happen, but unfortunately it did not happen, and they happened in 2021. But the takeaway of this meet was that some of our brave hearts went to this championship and they brought laurels to the country. So what you're seeing on your screen right now is the set of students who are our own students of LPU. You name a person like Bajrang Punia or Neeraj Chopra or Manpreet Singh, who was the captain of the Indian hockey team, which brought the bronze medal. So these are all our students. So I just start this presentation on a very positive note. So we just don't create academicians or researchers, we also create sports people of repute. Moving further, what can you expect when you come to the campus? This is the kind of campus life you can expect. The year was 2019, I'm sorry, and we hosted the prestigious Indian Science Congress, which was the 106th edition of the Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by none other than the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, in the LPU campus. Thereafter, we have had quite a few intellectuals who have come to the campus and in the convocation ceremonies and so on, giving away degrees to the students. What you're seeing right now is His Holiness the Dalai Lama was here a few years back, giving away degrees in one of the convocation ceremonies. We had two former presidents of India and Afghanistan sharing the same stage, once again giving away degrees to the students. A few years back, we had our late Finance Minister, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, who came to the campus and he inaugurated a startup school. Not only politicians, but people like intellects who are spiritual gurus also throng the campus, and they also give live sermons to the students, to the parents, to the teachers, and Gopal Gopal Das is no exception to that list. Not only politicians or maybe intellects, but the real heroes who are the real life heroes of our young generation, they also come to the campus not only to sing and dance, but also to interact with our students and share their life experiences. So this is the kind of exposure that one can expect when he or she comes to the campus. Infrastructure, one of the most important parts when I talk about infrastructure. Infrastructure is an important part of education. And talking about infrastructure, this is a marvel of a building that you're seeing on your screen. 14 blocks joined back to back, housing the central library of the university and a few more departments. So that's a marvel of a building. This is the auditorium of the university. It's a university auditorium having a capacity of 2,500 people in a single door. At the heart of the campus, we have got a mall, and it's a 600-acre campus that we have got. And the mall that you're seeing on the screen is the heart of the campus. And let me take you inside the mall. That's a sneak peek into the mall, or the university mall. This is the library. We have got a central library, and we have got libraries for each department, but it's worth mentioning that these libraries are automated ones. Recreational facilities are very important. The university has quite a few recreational facilities. On your screen, you're seeing a bowling alley. So such recreational facilities are in ample at the university. If you're a health freak, well, gymnasiums are there. Fully equipped gymnasiums with international trainers of repute. God forbid any student falls ill, but if somebody falls ill, we are ready. We have got a university hospital within the campus. It's a 25-bedder hospital with medical doctors, staff, even a dental chair to your disposal. Sporting complex. The aerial view of our indoor sporting complex. You name a sport, you get it at LPU, all the prominent sports. We have got the coaches and we've got the infrastructure for the same. Let me take you inside the sporting complex. All weather swimming pool, all season swimming pool, and Olympic side swimming pool is there with us. You name a court, you get it. Badminton, volleyball, basketball, you name a court, and that is present in this indoor sporting complex. Shooting range, we have got a shooting range as well. A panoramic view of the university itself, a night vision of the university. It's a marvel of a building, 600 acre. Now let me take you to the website, a brief demonstration of how can a student find the eligibility criteria and the fee and the scholarship of various programs. So if you want to know, or if you want to search the details of your desired program, all you need to do is log on to lp.in and go to the admissions tab. In admissions tab, you'll find programs which are of undergraduate domain, programs which are post-graduation, and so on. So let's say if somebody wants to find a program called, say, the engineering program, then you go to after 12, go to regular program, you click it over here. It will take you to the set of programs or the disciplines that we are offering after 12 standard. And we are talking about engineering. So I go to engineering, I click engineering over here. Let's say, for example, let's talk about the aerospace engineering. We have had quite a few questions about aerospace. So this is aerospace. I click over here and I go to BTech Aerospace Engineering program. So I click it over here and it takes me to the details of the program. I just scroll down a little and this shows me the basic eligibility criteria of the program. So the eligibility of the BTech Aerospace program is passed with 60% marks in aggregate in 12, with physics, maths, chemistry, and English as compulsory subjects, or equivalent subject to qualifying LP-NEST. LP-NEST is a prerequisite. It's a test that we conduct. It's a national level test that we conduct, and it stands for Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test. So a student has to qualify this particular test in order to take admission with the BTech Aerospace program, or as a matter of fact, any BTech program at LPU. Allow me to show you the fee structure. If you want to know the fee structure, you go at the top of the screen, you see a thing called as fee written over here. We just click it over here, and the page takes us to the fee structure of the program. So now the fee structure of the program is 1,20,000 per semester, and there are ample lot of scholarships that we are offering on this fee. If a student has got, say, if a student has appeared for JEE mains and the JEE mains percentile is between 85 to 90, or a student has got 80 to 89.99% of marks in his 12th standard or in her 12th standard, or a student is amongst the category 3 of our LPU exam, the student is in for a 2% scholarship. For all these criteria, the scholarship percentage is 28%, and the fee goes down to 86,400. If a student has JEE mains percentile 90 to 95, or is amongst 90 to 94.99 in 12, or is amongst the category 2 of our LPU exam, there's a 38% scholarship, fee goes down to 74,400. Similarly, anybody having a percentile greater than or equal to 95 in JEE, or having marks greater than or equal to 95 in 12, or is amongst the category 1 of our LPU exam, there's a 48% scholarship, fee goes down to 62,400. It's worth mentioning over here that the scholarship, once administered to a student, shall remain the same way throughout the course of the program. There are quite a few other scholarships that we are offering as well. You just click the tab, the next tab, the adjoining tab of fee. So you just click this particular tab, and you go to scholarships, and in scholarship, we have seen scholarship on the basis of qualifying marks, LPU, JEE mains, and some other scholarships such as, I'm going to show you, scholarships on the basis of startups, entrepreneurship. Somebody's got an innovation idea, somebody's done really good with innovations or startups. There's scholarships for such students. Somebody is a board topper. If I'm a board topper, if I have, I'm amongst the top 20 positions in my board examination, a regional board or any board, then once again there's a good lot of scholarships for such students. And last but not the least are the financial aids. Financial aids, once again, some fee leverage is given to the students. If a student is from a humble background, economically humble background, such a student can apply for financial aid, and under this particular category, the student's fee is waived off. Next thing is, if somebody's parents, some students' parents are working with the Central Armed Forces, police, paramilitary, military forces, but Central Armed Forces, then in that case, scholarships are there for such students as well. And last but not the least, it's God forbid some student is orphan or a disabled student or a differently abled student, such students are also in for financial aid. So that means some kind of a leverage when it comes to the fee structures. All in all, that's the comprehensive details when it comes to the scholarships. You want to talk to our experts, you want to talk to our counselors. The counselors can be reached by calling on the number 01824517000. You can write to us on admissions@lpu.co.in, or you can visit us on www.lpu.in to know more about the various programs or the programs of your choice. So I guess that's all from my side. You can just take a snapshot of this particular slide. It will be helpful for you for your future communication with the university. On that note, I just sign off. Back to you, Ruby.
Thank you so much, sir, for the detailed information about the admission part. And with this, I'll give you an advice. Attendees, good things come to people who wait, but better things come to those who go out and get them. So don't just sit back and relax. Grab the opportunity to take admission in your preferred program and get better scholarship benefits. So with this, we conclude our today's webinar, which was on the topic current trends in civil, mechanical, and aerospace engineering. Experts, thank you so much. Your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoons for all the attendees. So with this, on behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided to take better decisions regarding their admission. and attendees. I enjoyed bringing this session to you. So, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to it as much. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, sign off. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.